How you doing, YouTube family? Today is Thursday, June the 12th, 2025. It's your man Big D, and I'm back with another one. Want to thank all you good folk out there in YouTube land for continuing to show support to my son and I. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Well, family, I'm back with another video. And in this video, I came across this gentleman by the name of Dr. Zeb Talley III. He is a life design strategist. And basically what he said was he dropped a video where he said that Kevin Samuels left some men delusional, and this is a story time. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and hear what this gentleman has to say, and I will add my commentary along the way.
Feedback from a few of my relationship videos and questions and requests for different topics. But one of the topics that is coming up a lot is on this idea of toxic masculinity and toxic femininity. And so I want to deal with toxic masculinity, but I want to deal with it in the context of something that has helped me. And it's my hope that it's a blessing to you as well, and especially men. A few years ago, a friend of mine and colleague sent me a text and said, hey, check out this guy named Kevin Samuels. You all talk about a lot of the same things. He kind of reminds me of you. Very straightforward, very honest, to the point, though your delivery styles are different. Very honest and straightforward. And so I looked at the clip. He said some great things. Definitely didn't agree with everything he said, but he said some great things. And I could definitely see the honesty part for sure. But I didn't have enough information to make a judgment. So I am a person, I'm a researcher by trade. And so I believe in judging things with context. So on his YouTube channel, I went back to the very first video he posted. And he was actually sitting in a car like I am. And his very first video was about a 19-minute video, I believe, where he was challenging men to be men. And in my humble opinion, that was the very best video he ever did, because he took the approach of telling men that their first priority was becoming the best men they could become before they could be successful in anything else. I want to say this to every man watching this video, and I want to say this to your face as a man. A woman does not have a problem following you. There are millions of women around the world that would love to have a man that they could follow, that they could walk with, that could support her, that she could be supportive of. But the reality is, fellas, you have to give her something to follow.
Okay, I'm gonna stop right there for a second. Now, it sounded to me like just a little bit. It's the only video that I've really seen of this guy. I've not looked at his other stuff, but it sounded to me a little bit like he pandering to the women a little bit, just a itty bitty bit. And I will agree that Kevin Samuels did start challenging men to level up their game, and I do agree that a man cannot require a woman to be fit, feminine, and submissive if he don't have his shit in order. I'll be the first one to admit that. But where I disagree with this gentleman is that saying there's all these women around the world that just want to follow a man. That just want to follow a man. What's my good sir, where they at? Where they at? They definitely not in this country. And I've traveled the world. And yeah, there are some out there that have no issues with following a decent man, a man that's got, you know, got a good foundation on life and got, got his act together. No, I will agree. There are some women who will, but by and large, no, sir, you are delusional because I don't know where you've been at up under a rock or whatnot, or maybe in some time vortex. I don't know where you've been, but have you not been seeing what's been going on, and not just in America, but around the world with this whole thing with feminism and whatnot? There is, it seems like there is an agenda to snip men's balls off, emasculate them, and I don't know how old this guy is, but I don't agree with him when he says, "Oh, it's just all these women out there that want to follow a man, but you got to give him something to follow." So right there, it sounds to me that this the kind of guy, he has no problem holding men accountable, but he don't want to hold women accountable. Not to the same level as he is doing with men. Now, granted, this is my first video of his that I've watched, and I could be wrong. So I will go back and look at some of his other videos and see if he's holding women just as accountable as he holds men accountable. And if that is the case, I will report back and say, hey, I was wrong. That he holds women accountable just like he does men. But the fact is that Kevin Samuels held men and women accountable, and he had no problem blazing the men or the women. So you can't say he was one sided.
There's a horrible narrative out here in this dating relationship world, content world, where we are giving people toxic advice saying that because you're a man, you should automatically be in charge. And I don't really care what you say. Just because you're a man does not mean you are a leader. Now, innately, you may feel or believe that you've been given as a man and born with characteristics that would allow you to be a leader. And I believe that if men walk in their calling and purpose as real men, then they are able to do that. But fellas, just because you're a man does not mean you automatically get to lead a woman.
Now, I will agree with that to a certain degree, but I also will say this with this caveat. There was a time, many, many moons ago where, no, if your ass was a man, you was born as a man, women fell up under the directions of a man. That's just the way, that's just what history has shown us. Now, with feminism and women getting their rights and whatnot, now that has changed. It most certainly has. And I will agree that, if as a man, if you don't have your life in order, and you don't have anything of substance to offer a woman, you cannot demand to lead her just because you're the man. I will agree that I agree with that part of it.
And ladies, I want to say this. You would be a fool to let a man lead you and he does not have his own stuff in order. Maybe this example will make sense. I was helping Giselle with something in her phone. She
Okay, so I just before we go on, I got just one quick question. So you say that women would be a fool to follow a man that don't have his stuff in order. Okay, so what about all these delusional ass women that already procreated before they got married? Some of them never got married, got all these kids, but that's okay, right? A man wouldn't be a fool trying to lead somebody who has other children from other from other people, from other guys. So that's okay. So my thing is, if you gonna call it, you gotta call it both ways. Just like it would be crazy for a woman to follow a man that don't have his life together. It will be crazy for a man to want to lead a woman that ain't got her shit together. That goes both ways, my good sir.
wanted me to help her figure something out, and she gave me her phone, and I had to go through her calls for something she was trying to do. And of course, she had in her recent calls a FaceTime call with me, and it had in her avatar a picture of she and I, but my name in her phone is Protector. And I was very touched by seeing that because number one, that's what I am. But number two, it said to me that she understood what I am attempting to show her as my role in her life and eventually what her husband's role should be in her life. Giselle doesn't open car doors. She will literally sit in the car and wait for her brother or I to open the door. Giselle sits first at restaurants. She doesn't, watch me and her brother or whoever else, run to a seat first. She sits first and we make sure she has her seat first. She is already being taught what a lady should be treated like and how she should be handled and with no strings attached.
Okay, that's another thing I don't that I kind of I'm wavering with. In today's time, all this stuff about, opening car doors and holding doors open and all this stuff, man, listen, nowadays most modern women, they don't care about that. They don't care about if you open a door, hold a door. The women that I've encountered, they don't really care about that. You can do it, and it's like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Most women, shit, hell, they already reaching for the door handle and open the door before the man can get around there to open it. So if that's how you want to treat your daughter, that's fine. But to tell your daughter, oh, if a man not opening a door or doing this and that, oh well, you know what I'm saying? Oh, that ain't the right one, man. Well, you might be giving your daughter some badass advice because times have changed. Just like back in the day, when a man was born a man by virtue, he was automatically the leader of the house. But then women found that they wanted to have the same rights and equalities as men, and they fought for equal rights. Well, sir, since that time, women have become very masculine. They have become uh, uh, hard to hard to give advice to, and those kind of women, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think they can give two hoots about a man opening a car door. I just really don't. So yeah, that's fine if you want to teach your little baby girl that. That's fine. But I think there are far more nuances to a qualified man other than just opening a car door for her. Man, let me tell you something. I've been around for a long time. I don't know how old this dude is. I'm probably a little bit older than him. I've been around for a while, and man, I can be honest with you, I don't remember I did, I don't see a whole lot of men just running around and opening doors for women. I really don't see it. And then when I do see men attempting to open doors for women, man, the women just they don't say thank you. They're rude. They are like, oh, you supposed to do this. So no, doc, I don't know. I don't know what women you're talking to, what genre, but I'm gonna be honest with you, and you just sounds to me like you're doing a little bit of pandering.
Fellas, have no problem with you leading. You can take this whatever way you want to. But if you are not positioned to lead, it is incredibly unreasonable to expect a woman to follow you.
And gentlemen, if a woman is not in a position to be led, it will be highly illogical for you to want to try to lead her.
You have to be able to offer her more than 6 feet, six figures, and the ability to blow her back out.
My good sir, you are delusional. And now, beyond a shadow of a doubt, it ain't no doubt in my mind that you are living in a world of bliss because everything you just said that a man like 6 foot, 6 pack, make 6 figures, can blow her back out. This is what women want. This is what women want. They not looking for no man to open no door. They ain't stunned by that crap. That the first thing they say they want, a man gotta have those 3 characteristics. And if you ain't got that, you know what I'm saying? The quality women, the allegedly quality women, they ain't gonna wanna deal with you. Now, we all know that women have their little pookies and little ray rays. We already know quality women, quote unquote, these quality women, oh, they'll have their little side dudes, the less desirables, satisfying their physical needs. But when it come time to now, they done had their fun time. They done been out there, living fancy free and footloose. Oh, now all of a sudden, they want a captain, they want a simp to come along to throw them a lifeline, to rescue them and their illegitimate kids. My good sir, you might need to go back to school.
The reality is, if she's sick, you got to be spiritual enough to pray for her. If she's having a bad day, you've got to be emotionally stable enough to be a calming force in her life. If things are going haywire in life in general, or in her health, or in her career, or family, whatever, or with you two, you have to be the calming force in her life that when you show up, your energy and spirit alone takes the situation and calms it down. Your presence should not take her anxiety from 40 to 90. It should bring her anxiety from 90 down to 20.
Okay, so now after a man has gone out and busted his ass, done everything he needed to do to become a qualified man. So I was up under the impression that a woman is supposed to be a man's piece. This dude making it seem like a man supposed to be a woman piece. I'm not saying that a man shouldn't bring calm in the midst of the storm, but I will say this, man, dudes, you know what? If you dealing with a woman that's already chaotic, why would you be a fool to try to go in there and be her piece when realistically a woman's supposed to be a man's piece? That's what's supposed to happen. So this guy right here, I don't know, I don't know what where he been at, but he definitely is what he's saying I can't rock with. Not all of it.
The reality is, this toxic masculinity talk has empowered many men to believe that just because you're a man, you get to automatically lead. And that's not true. And not only is it not true, it just doesn't make sense. If you want her to be spiritual, you need to be spiritual first. If you want her to have a great understanding of finances and good finances, you need to have your financial life together. If you want her to be fine and fit and friendly and in shape, then your stomach should not be hanging over your belly.
Okay, so tell that to these women that go on the Pop the Balloon show, the Kendra G show, the Ask Ashley Dalton show. And these women look like that they could be offensive and defensive linemen in the NFL, but these same overweight, obese women, they quick to say, "Oh, I don't want no man who out of shape," and they ass is sloppy as hell. My good sir, what are you talking about? Where have you been for the last freaking couple of years? Man, let me tell you something. My man, you a tad bit delusional. A tad bit delusional you are.
The reality is, the best way to get a woman to lead you is to give her something to lead. And until then, does not mean you can't be a leader. It just means that right now, you're not ready to lead anybody's daughter. I hope this made sense. If it did, do me a favor. I want you to type church in the comments.
Okay, that's the end of his video, family. And as you can imagine, there were multitudes of women in his comment section saying, "Oh, thank God there's a man out there who understands and all this nonsense." No, there's just another beta male out there who pandering to the bullshit. That's what this guy is. Straight up beta male. You know, my thing is this. Everybody has a role to play. Man has a role, a woman has a role. The same standards that apply for men should apply to women, especially nowadays. If a man got to be financially stable, so should a woman be. If a man should have a banging credit score, so should a woman have a banging credit score. If a man got to have his own house, car, and all this stuff, a woman should have that too. And if he doesn't, okay, I agree. Maybe you're not quite ready to be in a relationship and you need a little bit more time. But I will tell you this: if you ain't quite got yourself together, gentlemen, and let's just say you trying to pursue a young lady, and let's just say, you know, maybe been married once, she got a couple kids or whatnot. You definitely, and she got the type of energy that, oh, you gotta have this, that, and the other. You gotta be willing to take care of my kids, blah, 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 blah. And in return, you gonna get a minimal return on your investment. Man, let me tell you something, gentlemen. I would tell you that you will be better off not dealing with this woman, or you know what, playtime usage only. That's what it is. That's what it is. And you know what? Like I said, you know, in today's time, women want a man to make a certain amount of money. They want him to look a certain way. They want him to be able to uh 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 more than satisfy them in the bedroom. So it's a lot of things that a man is responsible for nowadays. It ain't just about providing and protection. Men got to do a whole lot nowadays, but women got to do a whole lot too. That's why I say when you start talking about relationships, you know, everybody has their role to play. Everybody has their portion to put into the relationship. If any one person is at a point in a relationship where they are giving more than their partner, well, then that's something that needs to be reevaluated. Um, I will go and check out this gentleman's channel and see if there's some other things we can glean from him, some other lessons that we can learn. Because here's the thing, family, you can learn something from anyone, even if the person is ill-informed and don't have a clue of what they're talking about. That person can still teach you something. That person can teach you to not to be like them. Well, family, always remember, be more tomorrow than you were yesterday. Peace.